When are you going to grow a backbone and stop being a spineless wimp? That was the question that I used to ask myself all the time my first few years being a small business owner. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. My business was a living hell, especially the first 3 years. And I had a lot of breakdowns and hiccups. And I want to share a couple tips with you if you're, in your first few years of the business. So maybe you have some foresight with these things. So if you like this and other related content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss anything. So let's get started. See, if you're anything like I was, you might have started your business not because it was some big dream, it's because you needed money, right? Maybe you were stuck in a dead-end job and you wanted to be your own boss. Maybe you couldn't stand your boss. Maybe you needed to make more money because you just couldn't make ends meet. Maybe you started something on the side. So here's what happens. After a couple years of being in your own business, one day you have this awakening and you realize that you're a minnow who is stuck at the bottom of Niagara Falls with a bunch of piranhas, and you have to swim upstream. You're probably totally exhausted and burned out. You're not making enough money. You've built an entire business off of low prices and low-paying clients. And you can't afford to even legitimately grow your business or expand it because your man-hour rate isn't high enough, your pricing isn't high enough, and maybe you're exhausted and with all these excuses, which feel like real reasons, a lot of them are, of why it's just not working. And you feel this way because you've worked yourself to death. You put in the work. You're a smart person, and you work your guts out, but nothing's changing. Your dreams have plateaued, and now you've basically built yourself a job. So now you own your own job. You don't own a business, you're just self-employed. And the hard part is growing a backbone. When you really, really need money, and I don't know, maybe you like cable TV. It's $100 a month, and you'd really feel like a loser if you shut off your cable TV. Maybe you like having the latest smartphone. I'm not here to say you should turn that stuff off and only use an old flip phone. Dude, you should have cable TV. You should have the best smartphone. You should be able to go out on the weekends and eat steak. You should be able to do all that stuff. You should drive a brand new truck and go on vacations and do whatever the hell you want. This is America. And I believe that there's endless opportunity until you hit straight up opportunity overwhelm. But if you don't see it that way, then you might be spineless and let your customers and clients walk all over you. See, in the first few years, if you're not doing well financially, if you're not making the money you want to make, you might you might do stuff that you don't want to do for clients you don't want to do it for. You might be driving all the way across town, repeatedly hanging on to clients that you wish you should have, let go of a long time ago, but you need the money. You get caught in this trap of needing money and working yourself to death to the point where it just grinds you down to a stump, where now, like, your wife wants to divorce you, you're up all night fighting, your family is ridiculing you because you work so much, you don't spend any time with them, and now you show up to family events with bags under your eyes, and you feel like you're like 65 years old when you're like maybe in your 20s or 30s. You can get depressed and go into apathy, and then into hating yourself and feeling like a loser. And then worst of all, what happens, you can start having friends or people or people on social media where their small businesses are just like taking off and soaring and doing great. And every damn Instagram post, they got a brand new truck. Look at that on Instagram. I got a brand new truck. I got, look at this. I just got this. And and they're posting pictures of going on vacations and like their lives are great. And basically, if you get caught in the comparison game saying, you know, what's wrong with me? Am I stupid? How come it's not working for me? You pull the work harder lever and you just start working harder and harder and harder and harder. Well, there comes a point where you have this grand awakening. You realize you're not a minnow swimming at the bottom of Niagara Falls with piranhas. You're a minnow swimming in a red ocean surrounded by sharks. And there's nobody coming to save you. You start to think, here's the grand realization. Any stories that you're making up in your head of why it's hard, or why you're the victim, or why it's not going to work, or why you're so exhausted and you're working so hard, any of that crap is literally working against you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares to hear about it. If you're telling people or crying or being a crybaby or whining or being a victim, nobody cares, and all that stuff is going to work against you. It's going to push away the high-paying clients. It's going to push away the people that love you or the love of your life. It's going to make you, you're just going to be a victim, spineless, crybaby, whiner. And who wants to be a whiner? I know what it feels to be like a crybaby. Whiner, when everything's not working and you've tried very hard for years and it doesn't work. So you have to get to a point where you hit rock bottom. And it's like Braveheart. It's this point where it's like a rebirth and a reawakening. Like you wake up one morning and you just don't give up anymore. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it just, I don't know, maybe you're the type of person who just learns from looking at other people's mistakes and you just can evolve very quickly, right? Maybe you're the type of person, different people are different. Like, just because you're a human being born in this world, like there's different personality types, different emotions, different DNAs. Like, we're spiritual beings, like, no doubt, right? So in the world of commerce and the rules and boundaries and physics and laws of planet Earth and the way this society has happened to evolve, and us living in this place called America, and there's businesses and corporations and structures and service, and like what I'm saying is that just because the rules of this etheric field might not match up with how you spiritually are meant to be an artist or meant to be somebody who's very empathic. Like I talk about like this all the time, right? Like you get in where you fit in. So if you could be you could be a person who wasn't meant to be a straight up, predator entrepreneur who is like risk taking, very low emotion, high logic, whatever. The alpha king of the jungle who kicks asses and takes names and just crushes it. Maybe you weren't designed by nature to be that way, but unfortunately, you have to develop that lion, that silverback gorilla, that king of the jungle inside of you, that you're not going to let anybody walk on you no matter what. Like you wake up in the morning, you're a whole new person. Your breathing slows down. You turn your head and you look, and now you're like a different person. Now you don't care if you lose everything. You're not going to let anything get in the way of your dignity, of your pride. That client calls you up and says, "Hey, pipsqueak, get over here and rake my leaves for $40. You're going to be like, "Hey, due to the nature of my business and me working very hard for very long and having nothing to show for it, partly because I allow you to walk all over me, there's a new price in town, and it's going to be double that. And here's why. I need this much money to do this, 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 and this, and I'm on the verge of absolute burnout. And so I don't go out of business. In order to serve you at the highest level, hey, I got to raise the price. but I won't raise the price for you all the way as all the other new customers are going to get. You've been grandfathered in. I'm still going to give you a discount. So I'm not going to raise it all the way, but I got to raise your price. It's going to be an extra blump, whatever it is. And they're going to be like, whoa, whoa. And you're going to soon find out that all the customers and clients that you thought liked you so much, they're your favorite clients and customers. They like me so much. They bring me cookies. You're going to find out what I said, you're literally swimming in a red ocean filled with sharks. You're going to see how fast they drop your ass like a hot potato. They're going to be dropping like flies when you raise the prices. And you're going to feel hurt inside because it's going to be like a knife that twists. It's going to get really hard. You're going to feel so hurt because you actually genuinely cared about all these clients and you took pride in running to their properties and bending over backwards for them. You thought you had real relationships with all these clients. You looked in each other's eyes and you talked and you laughed while sipping hot cocoa while you're out there working with, you could see your breath in the air. It's freezing outside and they're in their nice warm house. But now they're all gone. They're vanishing. Where'd they go? All I did was raise the price and they all disappeared. I'm not allowed to live good too? I'm not allowed? I'm not allowed to get a new truck one day? I'm not allowed to get a brand new rake? I was their slave this entire time? It was all a lie. It was all a lie. Some of them will stay. Some of them are really legit and cool, and they'll stick with you for the long haul. Those are the ones that really care about you and support you. So I make the distinction. I'm not saying anything like clients are bad or anything. I mainly talk to small business owners. And sometimes my customers see my videos. They're like, yes, I love it. Go, Kalfas. I love it. I'll pull up to their property. I work. They're like, I saw your YouTube video, Kalfas. I'm like, you did? And they're like, it was awesome. I totally can relate to you, man. Here's a tip. Here's an extra $50. You did a great job, Kalfas. Man, I wish I could make videos like that. And I'm like, putting the $50 in my pocket. I'm like, yeah. Different strokes, different folks, man. My boy Stanley Genetic. What up, Stan? Say a shout out to Stan in the comments. He said, be yourself, with the volume turned all the way up. Now, if you like to do crazy things that push customers away, like I don't act like this in front of my clients, are you kidding me? But if you do stuff that turns clients away, you do weird stuff, turn the volume back on that stuff a little bit, but turn up the good stuff, man. Especially your backbone, dude. Come on. When you start to grow a backbone, it's like, hey, oh yeah, I could do that. It's going to cost you $300. I'll do a great job, but I can't. $300. They'll be like, I don't know about that. They won't hire you anymore. But here's what's going to happen. Just by you having a backbone, customers are all of a sudden going to start saying yes to you. There's something about the way you resonate when you talk to them. There's something different now that they want to hire you. They want to give you more money. They respect the backbone. They respect that now you have a spine. They admire the hustle. They admire the hustle. What if let's say a kid came to your door to rake your leaves. Just think of this. He's like, I'll rake your leaves, dog. And you're like, how much? I'll let him rake my leaves. He's like, $100, dog. And you're like, $100? I'll give you 50. I ain't paying no $100 to get my leaves raked. Are you kidding me, dog? Right, I'll rake them my damn self. And then what if this kid had hustle, right? What if this kid was like 56 years old? It doesn't matter how old he is, right? But if he was like, no, dude, I'll do a great job, I promise you. Like, I'll do a phenomenal job, dude. Like, I'll give you a discount on gutter cleaning. I'll bag them all up. I'll take them away. The shit'll be spotless, man. But you could feel that person had courage inside of them. And they were just like, they were on top of it. Like, something about that would inspire you, hopefully, unless you were a cold-hearted person. But that might inspire you, and you'd be like, you know what, I want to give this dude work. I want to hire this dude because this guy's got guts. He's got courage. He inspires me. I love the hustle and the fight in that person. Man, I can feel the grit. I can feel it. Instead of a spineless person who says, okay, I'll do it for 50. Like, all right, that's not exciting. To people who make really good money and they've fought the fight, it's a game to them, right? It's a game to them. Like I said in my last video, I'll put a link in the description below. You pull up these people's houses. No. On my window cleaning blueprint channel, I put up a video the other day. I'll put a link in the description